if you could tell by the time on my watch, it's time for What's Good America. You don't know what time it is because honestly, it's dark outside. It could be 3 a.m. It could be 10 at night. Hell, honestly, it could be like 4 in the afternoon. So you don't know, we don't know, but it's still What's Good America. I am that lovable, huggable, all around incredible C. Doctor. I didn't get a chance to introduce myself last time. I'm here now. We have the Nostradamus-like Michael A. Bazemore on the show tonight. We got Mr. Incredible himself, the co-host of What's Good America, Big Game James. I ain't got too much shit to do tonight. I'm sober as a church mouse because I got to go to work tonight. And by go to work, that means I got to go to a bar and drink. So, with all that being said, Mike Bazemore, what you got on your mind?
Hey, man, it's been something that has been on my mind for quite some time, man. And being as though it's the holiday season.
Oh, okay.
Everybody always talk about Thanksgiving. You know, they post their trash meals on social media. Side note. Let's have a serious conversation.
Just straight to the throat.
Stop putting your pictures of your meals on styrofoam plates, paper plates.
That part
is the definition
of
an unfit meal. Okay?
That part
is not official.
Talk to him, babe. Talk to him.
At least dress it up.
Talk to him.
Yo, you can buy a glass plate from the dollar store for what? $1. So
talk to him, babe.
Stop putting these pictures on social media. Like your food on these styrofoam paper plates. But so let's have a discussion.
Talk to him, babe.
Hey,
Thanksgiving food, traditional food, right? Is it overrated or is it properly rated?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Can I go first?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Go ahead.
All right. Like I said, I didn't know where he was going, but I'm glad he went with this one first.
That was wild though. He did give me a minute in the first minute.
For real.
That was dope.
Hey, that is 1,000% right. Because if I see your 5-star meal on a hefty plate, we got a problem. But all that being said, I'm from Florida, man. I don't have a problem with the traditional like Thanksgiving meal, but like we grew up with like snow crab legs, like a crab pot and all that stuff. So having that being said, I think traditional Thanksgiving food is overrated, dude. Like I can eat it. Clearly I can eat it, but like it takes too fucking long. It's honestly Thanksgiving. What? It's good for what? Ballpark. You got 3, maybe 4 days. 5 is pushing it, but you got 3-4 days to eat it. All right. If you do, for instance, like the Thanksgiving I kind of grew up on, like snow crab legs, the crab pot, fish and all that shit gone that day. Fried shrimp is gone that day. Fried chicken is gone that day. So like the ham, a 16-pound turkey that you've been smoking all day or deep frying for 4 hours. Only thing from traditional Thanksgiving that needs to stay, in my opinion, is my grandma macaroni and cheese. Outside of that, man, you can go to hell with the rest of that shit. That's all I got.
Hey, right with the pilgrims, huh? That's how you feel?
Right with them damn pilgrims. And John Smith.
Hey.
John. Hey, look, John Smith wrote up on Pocahontas. He was like, what do we have here?
John Smith was after them yams, boy.
He was like, this is interesting.
That boy was after them yams.
Hey, shout out Pocahontas. Now look. Hey, no, listen, like I appreciate the vigor that you guys had in this. And America, we did actually know what we were going to talk about because Mike Bazemore to me, has been the GOAT of just having things stored up. And he'll just, and we'll go, Bays, what do you want to talk about? And he gives us a list. And I think 3 days ago, I said, oh, we're hitting every single one of these today. We're going to have these videos run for the next week and a half, whatever. But do I think Thanksgiving food is overrated? I would have to say to Chris's line, I think certain things are. I have to agree. I'm not the biggest turkey guy. Like I do like smoked turkeys. Like if you one of them guys that can smoke a turkey and you can get the seasoning right in that joint and do all that, and you eating and you like, man, I can taste the basil on that, or whatever, might be in your mind. Dope. Chris Turner, I don't know where you getting your dates at, but most in my house, Thanksgiving food lasts minimum week. If you can still get to it, because most times at a Walton or a Hillman Thanksgiving, everybody takes theirs, and you got 2 days to get through that. In regards to things being overrated, Mike Bazemore has actually had Thanksgiving at my house. So I think it depends on who's cooking and what they cook. Agreed. You're right. I'm pretty sure your grandmama's mac and cheese is the shit. There's 2 people on this call that know how plain S.Dot's macaroni and cheese is. That's the thing that never makes it. It never makes it.
And it shouldn't.
So that's not overrated. Let me tell you something. Collard greens is not overrated. You know why you don't get collard greens all the time? Because like you said, it takes so long. You know what I'm saying? When you see
damn long to cook them real.
Hey,
take too damn long to prepare.
But if you in the real Thanksgiving crib, you know what I'm saying? They start that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
They, you know what I'm saying? In a real Thanksgiving, that's why that's not overrated to me. Mm-hmm. I think it's underappreciated. But if you got somebody in the crib that's like, yeah, I'm gonna get started on these. I'll clean these things Wednesday, 3:30. Mm-hmm. So it's ready by 2-3 o'clock the next day. So that's not overrated because greens ain't something you get all the time.
No.
Y'all act like candy yams is just falling out of the sky. Like that's overrated. And I ain't talking about them marshmallow joints. Them shits overrated. 100% agree. Let's just go ahead and say it. I'm gonna put it on wax. Like that's cool, and
hey,
I appreciate that.
Hey, look, I will say this.
I do eat it, but I'm gonna be 100. Like those ain't candy yams, America. If you put marshmallows in the candy yams, you might as well put them on the paper plates that Baze was talking about and throw them shit.
Oh shit! Now, this is cultural. See, this is cultural, right?
It's cultural. It got real cultural. It got real cultural.
This is look. This is one thing I want to say. I got to give a shout out to my white brothers and sisters. They introduced the casserole game to us city folks.
Oh yeah,
right.
The casserole game is on point.
Yeah, so let's give a shout out. All right, but in terms of that marshmallow dish, that ain't it, boo boo. That ain't it.
You know what?
The string bean casserole, that ain't it, boo boo. That ain't it. So it's certain casseroles. I gotta let my family know, like, yo, all right, that ain't it. Like some things y'all rocking out. Like keep it a buck. Some things a casserole game, you slamming. I like it. But some of them like that marshmallow joint. Like what is a marshmallow? What is it? I don't know what it is.
It only goes good on. I'll eat a s'more all day. S'more is the shit. But
what is a marshmallow made of? I have no idea what a marshmallow is made of.
I figured it out. You know what we just probably, you know how you've been, I don't know if y'all get pop-ups on your phone about, just obviously the climate we're in. Can we heal the fractured America? I just figured out how we figured out how to heal fractured America. No marshmallow candied yam. We just come across the aisle and go, hey, listen.
Facts.
Let's give you something, okay? Y'all been candying them the wrong way for. I don't know when marshmallows were created, but if y'all candy them like this and you watch, you may
Taste
not be
it.
able
Just
to put
taste
the
it.
same.
Just taste it.
You may not be put the same love, but you candy them yams like this, change your life. So that's not. So I agree with you guys. Like there's certain elements of Thanksgiving that are overrated when it comes to the meal. I got a couple more things I do want to mention about food, and then I'm gonna let you.
Can I put this disclaimer out real
Go
quick?
ahead.
The thoughts and opinions of the candied yams with marshmallows are of What's Good America. We all believe that shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not the opinion of the NCAA, not of Screwball.
That shit's of What's Good America, buddy.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I'm just being 100, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I eat it because it's not bad. Like it tastes all right.
Great.
I ain't going back for the seconds.
You're being, you know what? This is why you were raised correctly. Because when you go over to
if it hit the plate,
house,
you got to eat it.
You eat it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But if you know it's not really your cup of tea, you're not going back for seconds.
No, so you turn the plate over in the trash.
100%, man. Shout out.
You got to turn that plate over.
Mama Walton, she didn't play that. She's like, you don't embarrass me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just 100 about that. Like, okay, you make that. I live here. Yeah, maybe by yourself. Now, some other things that are not overrated. I think the fact that some are hip enough to, like you guys are talking about. Like, Chris, you were talking about fried chicken. Mom is always either baking that chicken or chicken wings, in our house. Like, you'll have the turkey, but, you know what I'm saying, you either going to get that home cooked or, we going to get that Harold's back at the crib, go get that 100-pack. You know what I'm saying? So you can have that. So that's me. Like, I'm with you guys that I agree. There's certain things that I can do without, but y'all can't tell me you ain't had a honey baked ham and been like, man, I'm about to eat ham sandwiches all week. Honey baked ham. Them honey baked ham joints. And wait a minute. And here's the other thing that is not overrated because I would be removed to not mention this. This is what Thanksgiving does for all of us. It gets the bakers in our family to make favorite desserts.
It's go time.
Or you can get that sweet potato pie that you don't get all the time. Or you go get that Patti LaBelle joint for it, sell out at Walmart, whatever it may be. And I'm not even a big pie guy. But if somebody makes sweet potato pie, and especially the same one that made them yams, that was fire. Man, look. So there are elements that are underappreciated, and they're underappreciated because you're only going to get them once a year. Go ahead, Chris.
I would like to point out two things. One, Walt, you gave me my Give Me a Minute. You're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. But you gave me my Give Me a Minute.
Well, yeah, I don't like that at all because, I was talking about my mother and I was talking about Christmas Thanksgiving food. So if you shit on my mom, I'm really not going to like it. I can't whoop you, so I'm just going to sit here and fester in it. And find a way to get at you from a distance. I don't. What am I supposed to do, babe? I can't whoop him in a fight. I have to shoot him in the toe or something. I'm at the pinky toe him, like Harlem Nights.
That's what I was thinking. It's just I said like Harlem Nights.
The Harlem Nights his ass.
Yeah, like dude, yeah. You gave me my Give Me a Minute, dude. I just want to. I can't even get to number 2. Like you gave me my Give Me a Minute.
Okay. I'm glad I could inspire.
So yeah, let's keep going.
Hey, for real though. I hope no marshmallows trend.
Oh, okay. I remember now.
Hashtag no marshmallows on Thanksgiving Day.
I actually hope I hope I get so much flack for this too. I really do. Well, what do you mean? I'm like.
I just want to point out.
Hey, I've never been the guy that's at me, but at me about the mark like candy yams and marshmallows do not mix.
I just want to point out that the patty pies, for some reason, didn't sell out in Montana. I don't know why.
Because in Montana they eat pumpkin pie.
Yeah,
they eat pumpkin
that's
pie
a
in Montana.
fact.
Yeah,
and pumpkin pie is pretty good too.
It's
not something I ate
pumpkin pie is okay. It's okay.
All right.
Curl, it just don't swirl.
I told y'all I don't eat many desserts anyway. Like, you know, I'm the dude that will go wait in line at Cheesecake Factory. Like, I'm that dude.
Hold on.
Go get the
All right, so here we go. Baze, did you go yet? Because now I got a question.
Well, I would say this. In terms of Thanksgiving, traditional food, when I think back on it, so my mom, she always made the traditional fixings, right? Your turkey,
right,
mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese. We got stuffing in Philly, right? We don't do dressing. We got stuffing. But it was always the food that you have on a regular basis that hit off. Like, so you have chicken, right? My mom always made two meats, the turkey and either a beef, or she had a glazed turkey hand. And that was always slamming, right? Or she would have a beef roast that she would put in that crock pot, and that thing be tender, or some beef short ribs. So it's kind of what Walt said. It's like certain things are overrated. Like I do like turkey. I probably like the second day or the third day turkey, when you had turkey sandwiches, or you shaved the turkey down and had turkey soup, more than probably on Thanksgiving Day. It's there. I'm just used to eating it, so it's more like a tradition for myself. But I think it's always kind of like the other things around that traditional food that set it off. But like traditional, like, yeah, it take too damn long. Like, I'll cook several turkeys, and you got to unthaw it for a whole day. You got to get up at about 7 o'clock in the morning to season it up. You know, put the injection in that thing, and you know you got to put it in the oven. It's gonna cook about 7 hours.
Hey.
Like I really ain't got time for all that. It's just like it's a process, dog. And like,
and Chris, I have to tell you this because I have to give her all the credit in the world. Like our first year here, like Callie, she did it all in one day. All I did was cook the macaroni and cheese. Callie, we went and got a turkey. Callie seasoned that thing. She cooked that thing. She did and the casserole was actually slamming. Like her casserole was on point. It was good. You know what I mean? And she did all that. Dude, by the time we sat down and ate, it was 8:30 Pacific time. That's how much work she put in. So to validate both your points about
PM.
She did all that Thursday. We took a break while the turkey was in the oven to go buy a TV for 2 hours, and we still had 2 hours after that. Like, that's how much time she put in and effort. So I agree with you guys on the time thing, because I watched her. She ate like one plate and was asleep immediately after. She was like, she didn't eat anything, and literally went to bed. And like, I think we ate at 8:30. She was in bed by 8:57. So that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to shout out because that was her first Thanksgiving. Like, she did all that just for me. Like, it was nobody in the house. Like, she just like, I wanted to have Thanksgiving, and I love her for that. And she did a fucking phenomenal job. That's why, to me, like, to say Thanksgiving's overrated, I think it depends on the situation, because that was our first Thanksgiving together, the first of many, and we're not going to be able to be together this year for Thanksgiving. So I appreciated everything she did. It was really dope. And those are the things that you got to be careful with the overrated word, because be honest, all three of us have phenomenal mothers. And when you say Thanksgiving's overrated, you put that on wax.
Not the holiday, the traditional.
Not the
food,
holiday,
the
traditional food.
Word. You know how Look here. We also have three very African American mothers. Overrated, and all three of our mothers will slap the taste out your mouth.
With the shits.
One's from Philly, one's from Jacksonville, one's from Chicago. They all slap the same way. The hell out you. That's how they slap. They slap the hell out you.
So you brought up moms. So let's do this. We all roughly in the mid-30s and all that good stuff. Probably we on the wrong side of 35 now. Let's hop on this bus and go back 20 years. I don't want to go back any further. Because that 8 to 13-year-old range, like you know what you like, but you don't know what you love. Now that 14 to 18 range, you find what you love. So, this is the question I pose. What was that go-to dessert that your mom made that you just felt like, listen, if I don't eat shit else, or I'm going to have that? What was the go-to?
You know what? At that time for me, mine was easy. My mom would do there was like a lemon pound cake she used to do. That back then I used to eat the shit out of it. And she put the frosting drizzle on it. That was like something I used to eat the hell out of, like at that age, 20 years ago. She make that cake was gone. You know what I mean? Because she was really, she was working hard, just making sure that we could stay at our, rich school district we were in, living in the projects in the suburbs. That's some shit you ain't never seen in your life. Unincorporated Hinsdale. They were like, oh, that's what I was like. Are you from Hinsdale? I was like, did you see this complex? This complex was called Hinsdale. Everything else around it, Burr Ridge is across the street. Best friend living in a $3 million house across the street. We was living in Section 8 apartments in the middle of the west suburbs where, ain't nobody killing nobody out there. It was nice. So, I would say that lemon cake mom used to make, and then I just kind of grew out of that. Like now, like I was saying in our B-roll, all you gotta do is show me where Cheesecake Factory is.
Big facts. All right, babes, what you got?
My mom, she would always make the sweet potato pies, handmade, everything, but in terms of the dessert, when I was growing up, that I had to have was my grandmother's apple pie. My grandmother's apple pie. She made that thing from scratch, and it was like deep dish. So she was in that thing. I remember because I lived with my grandmother up until probably like 9, 10 years old. My mother married my father, my stepfather. So I just remember those mornings, like around Thanksgiving time, when grandma was in that kitchen, like bag of apples, cutting them things up, the sugar, everything, and she put that thing in the oven. She had the crust, made the crust handmade, and like that, and that's what I always loved, my grandmother's apple pie. Right, the sweet potato pie is a recipe in our family that has been passed down. So my mother has it, my Aunt Diane has it, my sissy has it. Like everybody got their recipe. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. But that apple pie was something that I always had. My mother never tried to make the homemade apple pie. You know what I'm saying? She would just say, look, you want apple pie? Either you go get it at your grandma's house, or I'm going to throw this, or I'm throwing this Sara Lee pie in the oven, and you're going to like it, which was good, but like, no. And that, like, my mom was never going to try to outdo my grandma when apple pie tip. Like, sweet potato pie, pretty much everybody, will knock it out. But the apple pie that my grandma made, rest in peace to my grandma. But, man, that apple pie was something I had to have growing up.
For sure.
What you got, man? What did Mama Sharon? What was her go-to, man?
So like I said,
got you to that 25-inch neck you got.
So like I said, man, like we didn't.
The big old Bays is at like Bays keeps a solid 18.5, 19. Chris, your thing will never dip below 20.
No, it won't. So like I said, we didn't do like the traditional, like we'll do a ham or whatever just cause pretty much because we're supposed to do one, whatever. Like we did like crabs and all that shit. But I remember like from a young age, like my mom made a 3-layer red velvet cake from scratch. And like she would put like icing and nuts between each layer, icing that thing all around, nuts all over it, put like this red raspberry drizzle, like kind of all over everything. Oh, bitch,
she was on the red velvet before anybody was on it then.
Bruh,
80s. That's 80s, early 90s.
I'm over it. Like it's like I'm gonna hurry up and eat real quick. Go stash my plate for later because my cousin them over there, so I know they're gonna get what they gotta get. Then all the dope boys gonna come around and get their food. This red velvet cake I'm cutting into first. I'm gonna risk the ass whooping because I know it's coming because I know I shouldn't cut into it first. I'm gonna cut into it first. Go ahead and give me a big hunk out the motherfucker like that. And get some ice cream, it's a wrap. Because I remember my mom taking hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours and everything is from scratch. Food coloring. She got homemade icing. Like, only thing she bought was the nuts to go on it. Like, everything else, like, she in the kitchen whipping it up. And, like, I just remember her taking the time and the joy she had in her face when I'm over there smuggling pieces of cake, hiding them in my room because, like, I don't want nobody else to get too much of it. So, like, that, the taste of it and just, like, the thought of the work my mom put into it, like, it says something all by itself. And that red velvet cake, like, even to this day, like, I'll fight my 9-year-old daughter for that cake. That's facts.
I love it, man. I think what it comes down to is, with the three of us, America, we love us some Thanksgiving. No matter how we get it, it's what we all look forward to. And, you know, at the end of the day, whether you do some things that are overrated or you do some things that are underrated, man, do them to death. Because if there's never been a year, really enjoy that and do it as safe as you can as this year. You know? So, I mean, I think to me that kind of wraps it up because I mean, we got a lot of things on wax in this 30 minutes. I think, you know.
Yeah, that's good for me.
We had a give me a minute, 30 seconds in. I got marshmallow companies that'll never sponsor this show, thanks to me. And Chris Turner is going to say some things that he says I'm not going to like. So I mean, that's a successful 32 minutes. So I'm gonna pop this to Bays before we get on to our next segment, and we'll do it a different video stream. I mean, Bays, what are you leaning towards next? What are we going to come to next? The next time they see a Zoom after this one, are they going to see? What topic are you feeling right now? Now that you got that, hey, them plates.
Got it off my chest. Got it off my chest. So we're going to football next one. We got to get into it. You know, we got a lot of quarterbacks out here that are playing great this season. You know, we got to evaluate what's going on. You know, I feel like the NFL is in a good place because you have the old regime, right? Our standard quarterbacks that have been putting in work for like damn near 2 decades, which is fucking phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
And you got these young lions that's out here that's really balling, that have won some NFLs, that have won some MVPs. And so it's like the NFL was waiting to turn over, but these old dogs like, not so fast. Let's have a discussion about these old dogs because personally, I think, you know, some of them is maybe fool's gold, in my opinion. And you better off going with some of these young lions out here. So we'll get into that next Zoom, next stream.
There it is. America, we get Mike Bazemore on, and now we doing previews of the next thing and connecting episodes.
Teaser.
Like
it's a teaser.
We starting to figure out how to do this thing for real, man. I want to shout out Chris Turner, who's been handling all of our social media and giving me the easy job of just sharing it. So shout him out for that. So that's what we're coming back to you next, America. Mike Bazemore is going to lead us in. He kind of gave you a little bit of leeway, and we lost it on there, but we're still here on this because this is still running. So
yeah.
So here it's all good, America. We'll be back to you in just a minute.